Welcome everyone, today we have a special Diablo news digest. In this video, we'll have a look at some of the upcoming and also existing changes with Diablo, including the UI and also different angles of perspective in the game as well. We'll also be having a look at a very concerning factor with the amount of gold cost in the endgame for the game. So here we have some of the live screenshots from the latest trailers and also teasers for the Diablo 4 endgame. A lot of players, including myself, notice how much gold it will be costing us into resetting some of the skill trees and also paragon trees. So here we have some notes. It will cost us maybe up to 5 million gold to reset a complete build at the endgame. And here you can also see it might take us over 10 million gold to reset the paragon levels at the endgame. Now, in the second part of the video, we'll also have a look at some of the useful information about the launch time for different time zones, including the early access and also the official launch. We'll have both time zones for a lot of regions. And also we'll have some fun memes I want to share with you guys about the cow level with the virtual cow. So we'll have a look at this one at the end of the video. So coming over to notes, I'm sure you guys have seen the latest teasers about the endgame for Diablo 4. And over here, a lot of our friends on Reddit and also on communities have noticed there's a lot of change. So this was originally posted by Tricky Aposos 5433 on Reddit, and I did some highlights which I want to share with you guys. So the first thing we're going to have a look at is going to be the UI changes between the open beta of Diablo and also the endgame trailer. So the first thing you can notice is going to be the socketing. Notice the new socketing kind of visual is much more apparent compared to the previous socketing. You can see the socketing right away on the gears, and here you can barely see the socketing on the gears, which is a really good plus for me. And the second thing you can see is I do think the user interface is much smaller, or a little bit smaller. You can see the inventory over here, and you can see the inventory over here. And I do think the inventory size for the new UI is a little smaller compared to previously in the beta. And it just feels like a little bit less clunky. And of course, in the previous video, I actually made a mistake about talking about the years. So you guys have told me as well. So in Diablo 2, the years were gained from the players who were playing PvP and killing other players in PvP. So you can see the years highlighted over here in the teaser for the endgame. Now, one thing that developers have said, and I don't see the changes here, is that the developers have said that they were looking to having a gem inventory slot. So here we have equipment, consumables, quests, and also aspects. And the players were really wanted having a gem inventory slot. But we can see over here, this was not adjusted in the new in-game trailers. So you can see the gems over here and you can see the gems over here. They're still in the inventory. So maybe we'll hopefully consider changes for the inventory changes for the gems in the future before the game gets launched. Because the gems actually do take a lot of space. And we really want to be keeping items instead of having so many gems in the inventory, and as we loot them, they take up a lot of space. Now over here we have some very interesting information and also artistic shot with Diablo 4 from Wowhead. So here are some summary notes and also an example within the game during the open beta. You can see that the players can interact with certain elements within the dungeons and also to get a really good visual of what is around. And for me, this really brings a darker, more sinister and also more daunting theme with Diablo 4. So compared to Diablo 3, there's definitely less lighting and there's more visuals that allows us to really immerse into the game. So in order to give you guys a better example, if we come over to Wowhead, I'll have the links available for you guys. We can have a look at some of the examples with Wowhead about showcasing the art and also perspective in Diablo 4. So coming over to the first clip, this is going to be the Abelastic dungeon, I believe. So this is a particular dungeon perspective. After interacting with Lilith, the flowers, you get to see the Ablasta, the monastery. I cannot pronounce. So this is a very good perspective and also visual within the game as you interact with different elements in the game. And some of you, if you're like me, I actually missed that part. But I did see this one as I was playing in the dungeon. So this is during the open beta, and players can interact with whatever's on the ground, especially the hints left by Lilith, to actually get a feel about the dungeons and also the zone. And this is actually really immersive, which is really nice. And finally, we have one more display over here. You can see that the players can also interact over here with another Lilith's flowers, and also again zoom in and also zoom out into the zone to get a really big feel of how big the dungeon is as you travel into the dungeon, which is really nice. Now here I also want to highlight that it was previously mentioned by the developers of Diablo that we can expect and also look forward to new stories to Diablo 4 as the new seasons come into place. And we know that Season 1 will be coming very soon. Maybe we can also expect, new stories with the Season 1. And the developers have also said that new seasons will also come with different laws and also introduce new characters and also new classes. Now, we're not sure when the new class will be coming though, but likely it's going to be a holy class. Now, coming over to the most important part of today's video. So this has actually raised a lot of concerns from the community. As you guys have a look at this particular video from Diablo, the trailers into the endgame, you will get to see the cost of resetting different skill points and also paragon points. You can see this particular display shows resetting paragon points will cost us over 50,000 gold per point. So here we have some summaries from the community as well. So you get to see resetting a particular skill point will cost over 100,000 gold. And there's a lot of skill points for the players to allocate. Notice we have over 50 skill points because we also have the zones and also renoms to have more skill points. And you can see the player doesn't have much gold. And similarly, you can see in the display, the player will cost over 50,000 gold to reset a paragon point. And we actually have over 200 of those paragon points at the end game. So if we come over here and have a look at some of the information that I have summarized. So over here we can see that it costs over 100,000 gold to reset a single skill point. And knowing that we can have 50 up to 60 skill points because of the renoms, it is likely if we multiply this by 50 or 60 times, it's likely it's going to cost over 5 million gold to just reset a build. And this is going to be concerning, especially after we achieve the endgame, we have anywhere from 200 to 220 of the paragon points. So this is actually paragon. So what that means is each of the paragon point reset will cost us 50 gold, 50k gold. And resetting a full build with paragon points, this can cost us over 10 million gold. So together we're looking at a 15 million gold reset for the endgame character. And this actually raised a lot of concerns, and myself included, about the game itself with how much gold we need in the endgame. So coming over to the notes over here, we can see that Diablo itself have a lot of need and also ways to spend gold, including rolling for FXs, crafting legendary aspects, upgrading your gears, weapons and also accessories, crafting your gems and also socketing, expanding your inventory slots with a stash, buying different mounts, and also spending more gold in the game for trading. So there's a lot of need for gold in the game. And knowing how much it is going to cost us to reset a particular build just once, this is concerning. Because some of the players from the community have said that they don't want to see the game being gated behind the gold wall. So for the casual players, it may be very hard to get this much gold. If a player does not have enough time to farm and also get a lot of gold, they might have a limited option to play certain builds, because they can't try different builds, they can't reset the build very easily. Now, I do remember in Diablo 3, it was free to reset the skill points and also their passives. But in Diablo 4, because of the skill tree and also the paragons, this is actually more creative and also more rewarding. But the cost of the gold is the concerning part. Because you might be thinking, hey, I can spend 15 million gold to reset my skill and combos. But don't forget, you're going to have a gold sink in almost every element into the game. And that combined is very concerning from the community. It really depends how many ways we can get more gold in the game and how we can get this effectively. And if you guys remember in Diablo 3, the gold inflation was a big problem. Sometimes you don't have gold at all, sometimes you have way too much gold. So the key is to adjust the gold and also to balance this out. And because gold is going to be the key currency for trading within the endgame gears, like the rare gears that will be traded with a lot of FXs and also the secret and also the ancestral grade of the gears, this is especially concerning if we get into a gold inflation, which over here raises as a concern. Knowing how important gold is in the game, this opens up rooms and opportunities for people, who create bots, hacks, and also cheats in the game. And gold farming your teams and those studios will take advantage into selling gold for real money in Diablo 4. So here I really want to stress out and also, to raise the awareness of the community for Diablo 4. Because we know Diablo 3 is one of the best-selling action RPG game of its time. And hopefully the developers of Diablo 4 can see how popular the game can be, and with a lot of people during open betas and also a lot of people pre-ordering the game, hopefully they will be prepared for misconduct and also unfair practice from other parties. Because this can make or break a game, and I have played a lot of games like Path of Exile and also Lost Ark. Sometimes if this is regulated correctly, this is not a big deal. And sometimes when you see bots and also gold farming things everywhere, it actually ruins your experience of the game. And because Diablo is looking into multiplayer and also open world, this can be a major factor. Now, because Diablo 4 also have seasons and also leaderboards, this is also concerning to have bots and also hacks in the game, because they will be trying to farm gold and they will try to, get a shortcut around the leaderboard and also the seasonal events. So again, for me guys, I want to raise the concern that this can make or break the game. So this started with the amount of gold that is needed to reset the different build in the endgame. But then quickly we realized that if the gold situation and also the need of resources not managed correctly, especially when the developers are not aware of the, how to combat different bots and also different hacks in the game, this can be very concerning after the launch of the game. Now, on the topic of the launch of the game, Mike Yawa over here have posted about the times for Diablo Early Access and also for the Diablo official launch. And we have an article over here from Wowhead to post different times of the time zones for different regions to have early access to Diablo 4 and also the official launch. And also I found a Reddit post over here from Love1290. He also shared additional time slots for different zones. And if you guys are like me, in Australia, we can be expecting Diablo 4 anywhere from 8 AM to 10 AM. So if you guys are excited for Diablo 4, make sure you come over here and have a look at the time zones for your particular region and have a look at what time can you be playing Diablo 4. And you gotta see the comments over here. It's like midnight lunch. No sleep for me, right? So make sure you guys have a look at the time zones. And in the future, when it is close to launch, I'll make a countdown timetable for you guys to see exactly when the launch starts and also prepare for the game. Now, finally, let's come over to some fan posts with Diablo 4. So, Atom Grim over here posted member murder cows. So here we have a post about Russian cows fitted with virtual reality headsets. So you get to see a cow in a VR set. And here the next thing you see, this cow's leading out other cows to combat the players. It's actually pretty cool and reminds me of the cow level. So this is a really nice meme I want to share with you guys, because we have been talking about the cow level and how it's going to play a part with Diablo 4. I thought I'd share this with you guys as well. This is actually pretty cool, right? Look at this cow. It's actually chilling. And those cows are like, we're gonna rebel against the players. So let me know what you guys think about those memes, and if I do come across them, I'll try to add them to our post at the end of the video. Now before you go, and if you guys didn't know, we have a new YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check out the behind the scenes and also fun clips and also more stories about us. And then you get to know me a little more personally instead of just reading the news and also the games, right? So I want to share a little bit more with you guys. So make sure you check this channel out if you're interested about Matt and also Uni. She's really funny too, and she's really shy. So I want to give her a surprise and do a shout out for the new channel to get some subscribers. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time.